and welcome to Minute of the Apes, a podcast where we break down every damn dirty minute of the Planet of the Apes movies. I'm your host, Sean, and joining me as always is my co-host, Todd. What's up, Todd?
Not a lot. How is everyone today? I hope they're all good. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're going to start minute 20 with Landon saying he's prepared to die, and it ends with Taylor saying immortality. And to give our running count, as always, as of minute 20, we have 3 living humans, 1 dead human, and still no apes.
Not an ape in sight, not an ape even mentioned.
I think I've been sold a bill of goods on this movie.
You know what? I've seen it a billion times, and I think you may be right.
All right. Now, starting this minute off, I really think Taylor's in shock because he's finding a lot of things that are funny for no reason at all. The little tiny flag that they planted in the ground earlier in minutes, and the fact that Landon is ready to die if necessary. I don't understand the humor in that.
I thought the same thing. I don't understand the guy beyond being the world's biggest asshole.
Uh-huh.
Why he has the maniacal laugh ready to go at any time. I mean, as a director, do you walk up to him and go, "Hey, Chuck, can you dig deep and find the meanest laugh ever?"
We have you at a 5. We need you at about a 15. And that's on a scale of 10 in the maniacal laughter area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and right at that moment too, as Taylor tells him he's prepared to die, doesn't that make you misty? I love that Dodge just gets up and walks away.
Boom,
he's had enough of these assholes.
That was in my notes too. Dodge just takes off in whatever direction he wants. He's done.
He is the classic dude that is the outsider, but he's an outsider simply because he doesn't like them.
He don't give a
shit. He does not want to be a part of the group at all.
Yeah.
So one of the big things, and we've knocked ANSA a ton as we've talked about the crappy spacecraft and whatnot, but Landon signed up for the trip.
Yeah.
So it just makes me wonder, if you look at real space agencies, if you look at real things like that, those pilots are found. Those pilots are cultivated in the system.
They've worked for years to be able to do this.
Right. I mean, I'm not wrong in that, right?
No.
So how the hell did this asshole just come up and sign a sheet and goes, "I'll go into space"?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of part of what my notes that I had. So I'm assuming there was some period of training before the mission, yet none of them ever discussed why they signed up. Because Taylor's asking Landon, so why'd you sign up? I mean, it almost sounds like it's a volunteer mission if you want to just head off into the future and nobody's ever going to see you again.
Well, maybe this was the fact. They knew that this was a stupid mission, and they wanted to get rid of the dumbest people on Earth.
Yeah.
And so it was basically sign the sheet.
That was part of the plot of one of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Movie, or Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy stories, where they sent the stupidest people off on a rocket ship, and they actually ended up on Earth. So maybe this is a continuation of that story.
Maybe so, and maybe you put fake beards and whatnot on these people to really get them out there, because once again, nobody gave a shit about them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Also, Taylor is asking and answering his own question, just like Robert Evans and the kid stays in the picture. Mm-hmm. Hey, why'd you go on this? Did you want to go on this mission? No. Am I wanting to be here? Yes. Am I an asshole? Of course. I mean, that's a beating right there.
Wow. Were they? So Robert Evans at that time probably would have been, if not in his heyday, he would have been building his power. Were they trying to make a commentary about him hidden within the text of this?
Were they trying to make a commentary on it? Who knows? Does it sound like him? Of course. Am I a jerk? Obviously.
Oh, that's too funny. So, also, was "climb off" ever a saying that hit the vernacular?
Off my back?
Yeah, my God, he says it, twice in this minute?
Yeah. Skipper, climb off my back.
I really wanted to spend the time, and I didn't, unfortunately, looking up "climb off." I don't know that I've ever heard anyone say it in that way.
Modern parlance, I don't think that you probably heard it in the last 20 years saying "climb off my back."
Well, perhaps we need to bring it back, Sean. Maybe that needs to be what we tell people, and maybe that needs to be our calling card for Minute of the Apes. Climb off my back.
We're climbing off your back for this minute.
I mean, we've had the falling out of trees comment. Now we're climbing off backs. It's very odd.
We don't call people Skipper enough.
So I wonder, the screenplays for this were developed over so many years. Maybe that was a 50s type saying that somehow made it into the 60s because of a long development process on a script.
All right, so what I want to know is okay, so Landon and Taylor are in this beef about going on this mission, but nobody's given any reasons why they're going. Why is Taylor's reason going, or Stewart or Dodge? Nobody, has given a justification for even going on this mission of, I want to find something for the future, or I want to know if we can find another planet to land on. I mean, why is anybody on this mission?
Well, I think I mentioned something like that. Oh, geez, one of the early minutes when it was really about the sleep tubes. That usually when you see a movie where somebody goes into a sleep tube, or you look at the original Alien, you knew that they were on some kind of mining mission.
Mm-hmm.
You
They're trying to
understand.
make money or something, or they talk to a picture of a loved one saying, I can't wait to see you when I get home. Or
Yeah, you set the context of what it is, but in this one, it really, they never once say, we get Chuck pontificating about what is man, have they learned to be better. He's almost resolute in those early conversations to himself that he's gone. The earth is behind him. Has man gotten any better? But there's never the why am I here? What am I doing? Except that, like we questioned, why the hell do you send somebody on a space mission? Space
oh,
mission.
we know what Taylor's reasons are. He loves his cigar. That's why he takes the lit one and puts it back in his pocket
Uh
and
huh.
keeps on smoking it when he's walking and everything. He just wants to find more Cubanas out there somewhere.
Well, hey, maybe that's it. Maybe he is on a deep sea mission or deep space mission, deep sea mission, deep space mission, just to find some more weed
More
to smoke.
cigars. Yeah.
Um, but they never set the context of why, and so it does. When you think of that, when they've never once said what the mission is, what they hope to find, it's really odd that he's questioning why they're here.
Yeah.
We don't know why he's here.
But never giving a justification for why he's there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very odd from that perspective. That's a good point.
And I'm wondering, does Taylor really just like, are they, Taylor and Landon, do they have a beef with each other? Is there a backstory that they've always been rivals? Did Landon steal Taylor's girlfriend or forget to return an 8-track or something? What's going on with them? Why are
What
they at such loggerheads?
and I had the same note to myself. Why does he hate Landon so much? He looks at Landon and his immediate response to everything the man says is hate. And they don't give you any context to it. It can't be it would be great if Dodge interjected a simple comment. You guys have been doing this crap ever since the academy. If he did that, at
Yeah,
least
it
we have
would
the
make more
context.
sense. Yeah.
But
But
instead, they just
Dodge
hate each
just
other.
made tracks off as fast as he can get away from them. Maybe that's his kind of show me don't tell me of, I'm tired of this shit and I'm booking it.
Well, we've both gone on about how brave a film in the late '60s was to put not only a female astronaut, but even maybe more so a African
Person of color.
American astronaut. But they negate him because he is the guy that walks away from everything. He says nothing. He could be the voice of reason in these moments, telling them to shut up. He could be given a speech. Guys, we are lost. We don't
We're
have time for
we're
this.
1,500 years in the future. Why are we doing this now? As far as we know, we're the last remnants of humanity. Let's get our shit together and let's do our mission, which we still haven't defined what that is.
Right. And that would erase all the need for all the scene setting crap they had in the initial minutes. The how far they are from space, if all the hypotheses are correct. You wouldn't need all that if he was the voice right here that stepped in and simply said, this doesn't matter. He could then just roll off about, where are we? Who knows where we are? Who cares where we are? We're right here. But I wonder if, because of the race tensions of the 60s, if that would have been too much for the context of this film.
For him to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, that people, God, that's sad to think that just 40 years ago people would not have been able to handle it. But you have to think of that. You have to think maybe they couldn't have handled him being that, but he should be that.
That's a good point. Why is Taylor so impressed about telling Landon that there might be a life-size bronze statue of him in the future, or that they're putting out for him. Okay, so there's a 6-foot statue. Is that really impressive? I would think maybe a 50-foot statue would be impressive instead of just a life-size one. Hey, there's a wax figure of you. Aren't you impressed?
Well, I can tell you this, as a man who's 5'7", if you ever say there's a 6-foot statue of me somewhere, I may be going,
see?
Yes!
Yeah, so you wouldn't be impressed with a life-size statue of yourself. You want one that's bigger than life.
You do.
So, come on.
It's all a matter of perspective, though, but you're absolutely right. You know, Taylor is not exactly the smartest man in the world when it comes to his put downs. He thinks he is. He thinks he's biting, but he's rather baseline. He's rather stupid.
He just thinks his laugh will cut everybody down.
Well, I hate to go back to the fact, but he is Moses. He thinks that if he laughs like that, the bush, maybe the milkweed will start burning. It's a sign from God. Poof.
The one plant we find might burn. Hey,
yeah.
Let's destroy it as fast as we can. Well, that's it for my notes. How about you?
Yeah, I was trying to look and see if there was anything else, but just Taylor's a jerk.
Oh, he is such a massive dick.
And why are we supposed to like him? Why?
Why? Yeah, why is he the character's point of view? I don't know.
Well, maybe there'll be something later on that makes us want to watch these minutes.
Well, I haven't got there yet. As I said, my wife has started listening to some of these, and the one point she laughed at is when I said, or I think in minute 5, so far 2/3 of this movie I don't like.
It's funny you say that because my daughter listened to these, and I think in that same thing, I criticized you for being like my 14-year-old daughter who can, 30 seconds into a movie going, I don't understand.
Who's that person? What's going on with it? I don't know. I just started watching this too.
Oh, Lord.
I've literally just started watching this.
I'll make sure she doesn't listen to, what was this again? Minute 20.
Minute 20.
Yeah, she can't listen to this one either.
All right, that's muted, Abby. No minute 20 for you.
That's right.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this 8-minute. We want to go ahead and get our plugs in. If you want to find our website, it's mintheapes.com. You can find all our podcasts there. Our contact info is podcast@mintheapes if you want to email us. Nobody's emailed us yet, but of course, we haven't put these out yet, so at some point somebody may be able to email us. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, all the social media stuff. We've kind of grabbed up Minute of the Apes. For this minute, I'm Sean, and this is Todd saying goodbye.
Bye.
I hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. No, you'll never make a monkey out of me. Oh my God, I was wrong. It was Earth all along. You finally made a monkey.
Yes, we finally made a monkey.
Yes, you finally made a monkey out of me. I love you, Dr. Zayas.